Hello guys, ArchieLuxury on the ArchieLuxury channel. Today guys, I'd like to talk about you fellow YouTubers who do watch type videos. And I'd like to just do a bit of a reminiscing. I want to reminisce a bit and talk about some of the YouTube channels that are out there. And I particularly wanted to pay tribute to some of the early YouTube channels that I got much inspiration from there. And I got to tell you there, it's, you know, the wristwatch space, just hang on guys, I'm just typing something in so I can get my teleprompter up here. You know, you look at some of the channels now, you got Timepiece Gentleman. What a douchebag. What an absolute douchebag. Yeah, it's, I gotta be totally honest with you there. There were a number of channels that I really took inspiration from there. And one of the channels, I'll tell you who I got some really good inspiration. I remember I used to watch Brightling Sauce, and he's a Canadian, and he also runs the website The Brightling Sauce. And obviously with my ego and my sense of humor, it wasn't going to be long before I got banned from The Brightling Sauce. But his channel, he did a lot of reviews, very cocky Canadian sort of dude. And the problem with him, he never really increased his camera quality throughout. You know, when he first started, he was one of the first sort of watch channels. He did reviews, Brightling Sauce, he'd talk about a really cocky Canadian dude. And unfortunately, his quality just stayed put. He never really improved it. He never really grew into it. But I liked his channel. I thought he was pretty damn good. There is another channel which I really loved. Okay, so Brightling Sauce, you know, he's a bit cocky Canadian, you know how they are. But the channel that I really took a lot of inspiration from, that they were a bit jokey, was a channel called The Prodigal Guide. And they used to have a talking hands where they would wear a watch. You didn't actually see the speakers, but you saw their hands, talking hands, and they'd talk about different watches. And they had really cool theme music too. They had some really cool theme music, cool nicknames. One guy was called Straight Six. That's in reference to a BMW. I think some of the M's, the earlier M's used a inline straight six, like the 635 CSI, things like that. And the Prodigal Guy, they did an excellent video on the Reverso. That was when I was hunting out that kind of a niche when I ended up getting my own Reverso Grand Date. And they did a review on, what was it? It was on a Reverso Grand. And I really did enjoy that, the Prodigal Guide. And unfortunately, the Prodigal Guide, I love their music. They had some great themes. Just having a look, they've only got 4,700 subscribers. The last video they did was 6 years ago, which I gotta tell you, they did, sorry, let me just jump this. They did a talking hands on the Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso Grand Reserve. Yes, I love that. That was a great video that they did there. Unfortunately, the Prodigal Guides had 1.1 million views, which is nothing. But that channel gave me such inspiration. I loved it. The Prodigal Guide, and they had was it Prodigal Full? I don't know. I can't remember. But they had some really good substance. They also did some car reviews. I remember they had one on a Lotus 211. They did things like many gentlemanly things. They did a Mercedes AMG too. That was only. They did a wet shave. They did some really good stuff. They even had. I think they. It was a great. I loved that channel. Was just amazing. I loved it. I loved the whole. They also had a Rolls Royce. They went on in a Rolls Royce. Yes, a Rolls Royce Phantom. They went into a Phantom 2, and so that they had some really good stuff there. But unfortunately, that channel kind of never. I don't know what went wrong. The last video was 6 years ago, and I love that channel. That channel was incredible. I love the music. I love the theme. You know, that video, they did the video on the ArchieLuxury Reverso Grand Reserve. That video itself, which I loved the music in it, it only got, how many views? Just having a look, guys. I'm just trying to find it. Just excuse me. It only, how many? Just finding it. Just let me find this. That video on the Grand Reserve had 66,000. Okay, that's, and they were drinking Hibaki, the Japanese whiskey. Yeah, it was. I love that channel. I'm just so sad as to what the hell happened. And you look at these channels, Timepiece Gentleman and even Roman Sheriff. I mean, they're just full of ego, hubris, and flexing. They're just a bunch of douchebags. They're all a bunch, even, you know, just douchebags. And when they had videos like the Prodigal Guide, that was a really cool time in YouTube history. It was an early thing, and I kind of came into the YouTube space, and you know, I kind of came out, and I was a bit jokey, and you know, I'm very original in this space. I am extremely original. The other, I mean, I always liked Houdinki. Oh, the problem with Ben Clymer is he takes himself too seriously. I mean, Ben Clymer, he's just got this. He's just, I don't know how to put it politely, but he thinks his shit doesn't stink, and I get it. You know, when you got the funding that he's got, I suppose you would think your shit didn't stink. And, you know, he collects Patek's with Tiffany dials only. And I know people have sold things to Ben, and they said he's a real prick, to be honest with you. They said he's a real asshole to deal with. He pays nothing, and then you see him sell it for massive gains. And by the way, did you know Ben Clymer has IKEA, those cabinets, the Fabricator, they're from IKEA, because I've actually got the same cabinets. Look at that, guys. I got some IKEA. I got a couple of these cabinets. I got a couple. I was so impressed with these cabinets. I got a couple of them. I got a blue one, and I got a creamy color one. So, Ben, I know the IKEA trick too. I got IKEA stuff. I also got a lot of library. I love to have a library. Men don't have libraries. I love libraries. Libraries are so cool. You know, a library is so cool. So yeah. I gotta say, Houdinki was always good. A little bit too serious. Jack Forrester. I like Jack Forrester on Houdinki. He's kind of okay, but he's a bit up himself as well. Some of these douchebags now, Timepiece Gentlemen, it just makes me want to vomit. They're just so up himself, flexing. Oh my God, the hobby. These people just make me vomit. They just do make me sick. So, guys, tell me what you think, guys. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, put some comments. And, guys, I will see you in the next one. See you later, guys. Hi, guys. ArchieLuxury. And who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW, David SW, David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW, David SW, David SW. Like, subscribe, and tell your friends, and don't be afraid to get a paid review. $50 for a paid review. It helps me stay full-time on YouTube, and I will see you in the next one. $50 paid review. I can't survive on Google Ads. I need your support. And guys, you could also sponsor me on Patreon. Patreon allows you to pay as little as $1 a month to keep me on YouTube. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury. Who do I recommend for watches in Brisbane and Sydney? Vintage Watch Co. That's correct. Vintage Watch Co. in Brisbane Arcade in Brisbane and the Strand Arcade in Sydney. Vintage Watch Co. Brisbane and Sydney. Ronnie, I've known him since the late 90s. Ronnie is a top bloke. Luke is a great guy. Vintage Watch Co. That is who I recommend in Australia. Check out Vintage Watch Co. and the guys' amazing range of watches. They also do service and repairs. Vintage Watch Co. That is where the pontiff goes. You know, some of my Pateks came from Vintage Watch Co. That's right, guys. Vintage Watch Co.